Welcome to Gentle Yoga. Today we are going to need a chair and a yoga blanket. We are going to start on our hands and knees. If being on your hands and knees is painful, just come onto your back and just draw the knees into the chest for a few breaths if you like. Those of you who are going to begin on your hands and knees, grab that blanket. And you can support your knees with the blanket or the towel. So those of you on your hands and knees, have your wrists underneath your shoulders, knees underneath hips. We're going to move in and out of cow pose and then child's pose. Together they're called Chakravakasana. So inhale, lifting the head and tail, broadening the chest. Exhale, round the back. Move your chest to your thighs, your rear to your heels. Inhale, come on back up through hands and knees, shoulders over wrists, come into a back bend. Exhale, round the spine, move the hips back, chest to thighs, let the head go. So that's if you're feeling pretty okay on hands and knees. Those of you who need to be on your back here, options. You can either keep your hands on the knees and exhale, drawing the knees into the chest. Inhale, straightening the elbows. Or land the feet and just do some pelvic tilts. Exhaling, lowering, drawing the low back to the mat. Inhaling, letting the low back come light away from the mat. So we're all just moving our spine. And whatever movements you're doing, if you start to become aware of maybe there's a position that you'd like to hold, one of these positions, maybe your spine or hips or shoulders are longing for some other movement, then please take this time. Take about 5 breaths to just explore what would feel really nice right now. You could close your eyes if that helps you really get into your body. And this doesn't, any kind of movement, it doesn't have to be like a yoga pose or anything like any proper kind of movement you've seen before. Maybe you're just kind of swinging your hips and head around. Maybe you're just staying in stillness. Take about 3 more breaths, exploring your body, exploring movement, what feels helpful this morning. And those of you on your hands and knees, you're going to sit back into child's pose. Those of you on your back, just bring your feet to the mat. Keep the knees bent and let the thighs fall together. Let's all just check in with our body, heart, mind, breath. Just ask yourself, how am I doing? How am I doing this morning? How am I doing right now? Physically, emotionally? And allow your breath to deepen. And imagine that you're just like inhaling a yes to whatever is present for you externally, internally, allowing things to be just as they are simply because they are. And if that includes some rejection of your current experience and you just can't let it go, that's okay. Inhale, accepting, allowing that inability to accept and allow, maybe. Exhaling, soften your body any amount. Good. Go ahead and come on up through hands and knees for those of you on hands and knees. And actually, let's take a moment. Let's stand on our knees, okay? So those of you who can't be on your knees, you're going to pull up the chair and have a seat on it. Take a moment. Make sure your thighs are parallel, knees underneath hips. And then we're going to move up and down in this posture, in this Vajrasana flow. So inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, send your hips back. You're going to slowly tap the forehead towards the floor, on the floor, and stack the palms face up on your sacrum. Inhale, lifting, leading with the heart, lifting the chest. Those of you who can't be on your knees, you can do this in the chair. I'll show it in a second. Exhale, hips go back, forehead taps to the mat, just very gently. If it doesn't make it down there, that's okay. But inhale as you come up, feel the strength of your glutes. Okay, so knees, people who are on your knees, keep moving. Folks who need to be in a chair, make sure your heels are under the knees or just maybe a little bit in front. You're away from the back of the chair. You're on the edge of the seat. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, lead with your heart. Arm swing on either side of the chair as you bow your head. And then press your feet into the floor to lift up, reach up. And let's try to slow our breath down, deepen our breath. You may notice that you have a harder time inhaling or exhaling. See if you can create a little bit more spaciousness in those tight areas of the breath. Good. And then the next time you inhale and come up, we'll all come up, arms raise up overhead. Stay here for one round of breath, tummies in, broad chest. And then we're just gonna circle our arms. This is a little bit of a brain teaser. I'm gonna have you sweep your right arm forward, left arm back. Circle them down, and then left arm comes forward, right arm comes back. And I think it's called broken windmill, broken windmill. So circling, one arm's going one direction, the other's going the opposite direction. Left arm comes forward and up, right arm goes back and up. And now, as you continue to circle your arms, explore what it'd be like if you turn it into a twist. So people who are in the chair, you're just sitting in the chair, you're doing the same thing. And each time the arms go, one goes forward, one goes back, you rotate your heart one direction or the other. So right arm goes back, rotate heart to the right, left arm goes back, rotate heart to the left. Okay, so just as maybe you're starting to get it, I'm going to mix it up on you. I'm going to ask you to go the other direction with the arms. So now, right arm goes back, left arm goes forward. Now they're moving down. Right arm goes forward, left arm goes back as you circle up. Yeah, and continue to add that twist. If that feels okay for your spine, your body today. If you're like, I don't know what Catherine's doing, I'm not really sure, that's cool. Just move your arms, breathe. See how you can maybe add a twist in some way. What feels good? What feels healthy? Those of you who are on your knees, do your best to keep a neutral pelvis, so neither excessively tucking your tail or excessively swaying in the back. One more circle. Relax your face, relax your jaw. Good, and then pause. Just take a moment, notice. Okay, let's meet on our bellies. Coming into crocodile pose. Take the feet wide, stack your palms, and rest your foreheads on the back of the hands. Let your body sink into the floor. Feeling the weight of your skeleton. Soften your belly. And see if you can expand your belly into the mat as you inhale. Exhaling, letting go, letting go. Let's do a few more rounds of these big belly breaths. Last inhale, big, big breath in. Open the mouth, let it go. Good. Now start to walk your feet closer together until your feet are about a fist's width distance apart, toes untucked. Walk your hands back so that they're on the mat, elbows bent, hugging in. It's like I'm going to ask you to come up into Cobra, which I'm going to ask you to do. But I want your hands far enough, kind of like hands are like on either side of your chest, just so you're not tempted to like use the arms for this. We're going to be strengthening the back here. Lengthen the back of your pelvis towards your heels. Tummy's in now. Exhale, drawing that abdominal wall in. Bring your right side of your face to the mat. Hug elbows in. On the next inhale, lift just your chest using the muscles of your back. Gaze to the front edge of your mat. Chin slightly down. On the exhale, bring the left side of the face to the mat. Keep the hands where they are. Lengthening the back of the pelvis towards the heels. Inhale, tummy's in, lifting head. Now this time I'm going to have you bend your right knee, pointing your right toe towards the sky as you lift. Exhale, right side of the face to the mat. Lengthening the back of the pelvis towards the heels. Inhale, bending left knee. Lift chest, look to the front edge of their mat. Lengthen the back of the pelvis. Exhale, left side of the face to the mat. We're just going to keep doing that. In and out. Inhale, bending right knee. Contracting the upper back, the glutes. Exhale, right side of the face to the mat. Inhale, bend left knee. Lift chest, use the spinal muscles, use the strength of the back. Exhale, left side of the face to the mat. Let's do that one more time on either side to the rhythm of your breath. Maybe even lifting the back thigh a little off the floor as you bend the knee. Go easy on yourself if you tend to cramp in the back or the butt. And then once you've done both sides, we're going to slowly come on up through hands and knees or roll over onto the back. Okay, so if you can't do hands and knees, roll over onto your back. And then hands and knees, folks, we'll do that Chakravakasana. Inhale, broaden your chest, back bend. Exhale, lift the spine, round the back, nice and slow. Feel it. Rear towards your two heels. Let your chest come to the thighs. Let your head go. Let's come back into it. Moving a few times through this Chakravakasana. Inhale, shoulders over wrists, back bend. Exhale, round the back, tummy in towards the spine. Moving back to the heels. Keep moving, hands and knees, people. Those of you who can't put pressure on your knees, you just, once again, bending elbows, Drawing knees into chest. Inhale, straightening elbows. Let the knees come arm's length away. The feet are off the floor. Keep moving to the rhythm of your breath. Lengthen it out. Lengthen out that exhale. Lengthen out the inhale. Let's do that twice more wherever you are. 2 more rounds of breath. Good, and then you'll pause. Maybe if you'd like to pause in child's pose or pause with the knees hugging into chest, just breathe into the low back. And let's take our time coming up to stand. Let's come on up to stand. Rolling to one side, no hurry. Once you come on up, let's grab our chair, have the seat of the chair facing the mat. The front legs of the chair will be on the mat just so it doesn't go anywhere. Of course, no wheelie chairs, right? Okay, so we're going to face that chair. Let's step our right foot forward and our left foot, we're going to turn the left toes out a little bit. You'll notice my stance is really not quite much of a big deal here. I've only got maybe 2 feet on diagonal here. I've got my right foot over towards the right edge of the mat, left foot over towards left side. So just check it out where you're at. Square your hips to face the chair. And then inhale, lifting your left arm. Keep a slight bend in your knees if you know you hyperextend in the knees. Okay, so we want to use the strength of the legs as we come up and down from this posture. If you tend to suffer from like vertigo, just come down and hang out for a little bit. You don't have to come up and down, but here we go. Right hand on hip. Inhale, left arm up towards the sky. And then exhale, nice and slow, keeping the legs strong. Hinging from your hip crease. You're going to either bring the left hand to the seat of the chair or to the floor. Straight and strong legs. On the inhale, come up halfway, long spine. Bring your fingertips to the back of the chair. Move your right hip back a little bit. Exhale, come back down where you came from, wherever that is. Inhale, come all the way up. Take your time, straighten strong legs. Of course, not hyper extended in the knees, right? Little baby bend if you need it. Let's do that again. Exhale, long spine, flat upper back as you come down. Maybe hand to the back to the seat, maybe hand to the floor. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, fingertips to the floor or seat. Inhale, come all the way up, nice and slow. Good. We're going to do that one more time. Exhale, come on down. Hinging from where your right leg plugs into your body, just like a door hinge. Inhale, come halfway up, Ardha Parshvottanasana. Exhale, hand to the seat or to the floor. We're going to pause here. Make it breathable, make it sustainable. I'm going to demo with my hand on the seat of the chair. Please feel free to keep your hand on the floor if you like that. Move the right hip a little further away from the seat of the chair. Feel your breath. You can even kind of push it away using that right hand. Long spine. Strong legs as you slowly lift your right shoulder, rotating your heart to the left until you feel a little bit more sensation in the outer right hip, the IT band area, broad in the chest. Maybe lean your heart back a little bit if that feels okay. Make sure it's breathable. One more round of breath. Pressing those feet down into the planet, moving the hips away from the chair. And then now bring right hand to the seat of the chair, left hand to the seat of the chair. Bend your right knee a little bit. That's your front one. And then slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time. Head's the last thing to come up. And step forward. Mountain pose. Just take a moment, breathe, feel your body. Second side. Step your right foot back. We're set up for this pyramid pose variation. Just a little baby pyramid. Straight and strong legs, maybe slightly bending the knees if you tend to hyperextend in them. Right arm reaches towards the sky this time. Inhale. Exhale, hinging from the hips. Right hand to the seat or to the floor. Let your head go. As you inhale, press the legs into the floor. Come on up halfway. Fingertips tap the back of the chair, flattening out your upper back best you can. Exhale, straighten strong legs as you fold back down wherever you came from. Slow inhale, lift all the way up, strong legs. Good, let's do that again. Exhale, hinging from the hips, hips move back, broad chest, come all the way down. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, all the way down. Inhale, all the way up. Reaching that right arm up, up, up. Last time. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half Parshvottanasana or pyramid pose. Exhale, hand to the seat or to the floor. Pause here. Maybe you keep your hand on the floor. I'm going to demo it with your hand on the seat. Even though I could do this with my hand on the floor, it's kind of nice having the hand on the seat. It helps the spine really lengthen. And we want that length, particularly when we're moving into twists, which we're going to do. So inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, lift the left shoulder, rotating heart and head to the left a little. And this doesn't have to be a big movement. We're just rotating the upper body until we start to feel a little more sensation in the outer left leg. Maybe leaning your head and your heart back a little bit. Maybe using that left hand to push the hips slightly away from the back of the seat of the chair. Last breath. And then left hand to the seat of the chair, right hand to the seat of the chair. Bend your front knee. Slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time. Head's the last thing to come up. And step forward. Mountain pose. Take a few breaths here. And see if you can get in touch with a sense of strength and ease in this mountain pose. There's a connectedness that you're feeling through your feet with the planet, a presence with the breath, and just kind of like a mountain or any other kind of natural feature that you would see outside, a tree, right? Just naturally being itself, resting in its essence. So a mountain
just being a mountain. One more round of breath like this. Good. Let's have a seat on the chair. And you're going to sit side saddle. So let's sit knees to the right. And let's stretch out the front of the left hip. So extend your left leg back behind you. I've got my right thigh on the chair. You can hold on to the back of the chair. In fact, I recommend it. Left hand to the left hip for starts. And just walking that back foot back any amount till you feel a nice stretch in the front of the left thigh, front of the left hip. The position of your pelvis is going to affect this. If you lift the front of your pelvis towards your face, the sensation may intensify. And we're looking to see, can we get the head, heart, and pelvis stacked over one another, more vertical. That's not always possible if you're feeling a lot of tightness in the front of the hip, but that's kind of the direction we're moving. If you're able to and it feels pleasurable, you could untuck the back foot and get a nice stretch through the top of the foot. And you can maybe experience a different sensation just letting that left leg kind of hang. Try to keep your pelvis level though. Left hip is level with right. Couple more breaths here. Maybe even pressing the top of the foot into the floor for a stronger sensation. Maybe if you need that. And with your next exhale, with a strong tummy, slowly drag that left leg forward and sit regular style in the chair just for a moment. Notice left and right side of the pelvis. And let's do the second side. Set it up. Tummy's in, and then sliding that right foot back. Highly likely this side will feel different. And you can start with the back toe tucked if you like. Maybe lifting the front of the pelvis if you need more sensation. Keeping left and right level side of the pelvis. And head, heart, over pelvis. We're moving that direction. And of course, if you'd like to bring the top of the foot to the floor, please do that. Notice if there's a tendency to drop the right hip. Can you keep it level with left? Even though you're allowing that right leg perhaps to just kind of hang. And for the last few breaths, if you want more sensation, if you come to this variation, you'd press the top of the foot into the floor. That's only if your feet, your ankles are feeling okay today. As you exhale, make sure the belly's drawing in and slowly drag that back leg forward. Take a regular seat in your chair for a moment, noticing left, right, top, bottom body, front, back body, breath. Good, and then rolling the shoulders. Let's make big circles with those shoulders. Nice and slow breath. You can go the other direction. Now, if you have frozen shoulders, you got shoulder injury, just keep doing the shoulder roll. If you this variation feels okay for you, I encourage you to bring your fingertips to the tops of your shoulders, and you're going to circle your elbows down, have them touch or come as close as they can to touching in front of you, and then swing them out. Try to get the backs of the hands or the wrist to touch behind your head, and then circle the elbows down, together, out, wrists together behind the head, and back and down. These are really big circles, okay? So uh, take the variation that's the right fit for you. Go slow, breathe. Okay, we're gonna go the other direction. Elbows go back, backs of the wrists together, move in that direction, and then elbows together in front of you. Try to maintain awareness in what's going on in the face and the jaw, the neck as well. Let these circles be somewhat easeful, whatever is accessible to you. Okay, so not striving too hard to get those elbows together. A few more rounds, just like this. Last one. Good, and then resting the hands on the thighs. Let's do one shoulder loop. So shoulders come forward, hollow out your heart, and then draw the shoulders up towards the ears. And then moving the shoulders back in space, heart's broad now, chest broad, and then let them settle down the back. Exhale, draw your abdominal wall in, tilting your left ear to your left shoulder. You're either going to extend your right arm out to the right, or if it's accessible to you, you're going to bring the back of your right hand to your low back. Feel it out. There may be one that speaks to you more. We're just looking to stretch the top of the right shoulder, the right side of the neck. Head is heavy over here to the left. And then bring your left hand to your heart. Notice the warmth underneath the hand. And imagine that this is your hand is on the heart of a loved one, someone who's really easy to love. And just kind of offering yourself this touch on your heart like you would offer a loved one. And as you inhale, lift your heart to meet that loving touch. Maybe the head leans a little more to the left. And then here, as always, feel free to experiment a little bit. You might find turning your head to look down towards your left armpit feels really nice. You might find bringing the head back through center just where it was a nice fit. Or maybe you want to slowly roll the head back just a little bit, still keeping it heavy to the left. The chin lifts a little bit. You can even open your mouth and let your jaw go slack. We're all at home here, nobody's looking. And wiggling your jaw. Good, and then slowly roll your chin down to your chest, lifting your head, and bring both hands to your lap. Easy breath. Second side, tilting the head to the right, nice and tall. Maybe you extend your left arm out to the left. You could peel the fingertips back. You get a really nice fascial stretch in the arm. Maybe you'd like to bring the back of the left hand to your low back. Let the top of the left shoulder, the left side of the neck get long. And really, we're letting gravity do this with the head, right? The head's just leaning. Placing your right hand now on your heart. Feeling this supportive hand here. Knowing that you're always here for yourself. You are here. And then lifting your heart to meet this loving touch, to meet this kind gesture that you're offering yourself. Inhaling, allowing, accepting any sensations of pleasure that are accessible to you right now. And then perhaps we turn our head to look at our right armpit. Maybe that was the sensation that was most effective or is most effective for us, right? Maybe we come back through just leaning head to the right and then roll the head back a little bit, lifting the chin, but we're still head heavy to the right. So play it out. Maybe play with it rather and see, maybe there's just a continuous movement, maybe a no to the side here. Yeah. Like sometimes when we say no to other people, it's saying yes to ourselves. So you can even practice that. No. No. Take a few more rounds of breath, lifting your heart into your hands. Open the mouth, exhale, roll the chin slowly to the chest, release your hands, hands to thighs. Keeping the head just heavy, looking down, begin to move your shoulders back behind you in space and just noticing the sensations there. If you feel a pleasurable stretch in the back of the neck. And then continue to sit open-hearted and slowly lift your head to neutral. Taking a moment, noticing, breathing. Good. We are going to meet back on the floor. You can remove your chair. Just maybe have it close to the top edge of your mat, though. We're not going to need it for a little bit. Just have it there. And come on down onto the belly. Take a moment in crocodile. Once you arrive, take the feet wide, big belly breath. Let yourself completely relax into the floor. Forehead resting on arms. And sometimes a little shimmy of the hips can help loosen the glutes if the glutes are feeling a little tight. Take 2 more big belly breaths here, pressing the belly into the floor as you inhale. And then walking the feet back together and hands on the mat on either side of the chest, elbows bent, hugging in. Another variation of cobra / locust, basically. I'd like you to start with right side of the face to the mat. Lengthen the back of your pelvis towards your heels. That's going to help create some spaciousness in the low back. And as we move through this next flow, please don't be so concerned about how high you can lift your legs. Think more about
How long can I get my spine? How even can I spread out the sensation of strength throughout my back body? Okay. So on an inhale, you're going to lift your right leg, lift your chest, lift your head, look to the front of the mat, broad chest. Exhale, lower right leg, left cheek to the mat. Inhale, left leg lifts nice and easy. Gaze to the top of the mat. Broad chest. Exhale, left leg to the mat, right side of the face to the mat. Inhale, lifting right leg. Gaze to the front of the mat. Exhale, leg and left side of the face to the floor. Inhale, left leg, chest. Exhale, head turn. Let's do these a handful more at times, just flowing with your breath, noticing how can you create a nice even sensation of strength along the back body. So avoiding feeling like you're uh, cramping up the low back. Sometimes that can happen if you try to lift the leg too high. Maybe you go too fast. And also we're lengthening the back of the pelvis towards the heels to create that sense of spaciousness in the back. A few more times. Good. And then next time you come back to the mat, release your arms, pause, just feeling the support of the planet underneath you. Maybe even imagining that your heart has a little trap door, it's opening and letting the planet receive anything that you don't need. Let it become compost. Feel your breath. Good, and then we'll just flip on over onto our backs. Take your time. Bend the knees, place the feet on the mat, and draw the right knee into the chest. Move your hands to behind the right thigh, and on an inhale, you're going to straighten your right leg towards the sky. Reach your heel towards the ceiling, toes are peeling towards the knee. And on the exhale, bend the right knee, right thigh to chest. You can use your arms to help do this. Inhale, straightening leg, reach the heel. Exhale, bending right thigh to chest. Keep moving with your breath. Let it be like a moving meditation. Nice and slow. Next time you extend your right leg towards the sky, stay there. Toes peel back. Now, my leg is in more of a straightened position, but you may find that you need to bend your knee a little bit in order to extend the leg towards the sky. That's totally fine. You can still get a stretch with the knee bent as long as the toes are peeling back and the heel is reaching. You can create a wall with your hand by pressing the thigh into the hands for a little bit more resistance. So wherever you are, let's just pause, enjoy the stretch. And then rolling the ankle a little bit. Second side, right foot to the mat, left knee into chest. Slide the hands behind the left thigh. With an inhale, extend leg to the sky. Exhale, bending knee, left thigh to chest. Use your arms. Inhale, leg extends skyward.
As you move in and out on this side, you could inquire maybe last time you saw like a cat stretch or a dog stretch, they just kind of extend their limbs. Evoke that kind of quality, stretching. Let's do that twice more. And then pause. Just holding it. Feel the back of the leg stretch. Toes peeling towards knee. Maybe pressing the thigh into the hands. Hands into the thigh. Back of the thigh, that is. Good. And then bend the left knee. Draw it into the chest. Draw right knee into the chest. Give yourself a hug. Rock a little side to side. Nice and easy roll to one side. And use the strength of your arms to bring yourself up to a seat. Locate your towel, blanket. Let's create a little seat for ourselves. And then have a seat on your seat. Okay, so you're sitting up on your towel blanket. Extend your right leg forward. Little Janu Shirshasana. And this is a great time to have your chair nearby. This is just an option. Just have it within reach, just in case you want to do this variation as we come down. You could rest your arms on it if you want. So left foot to the inseam of the right leg. Inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky, and then exhale, bringing the hands to either side of the leg, if you like. Couple breaths here. We're sitting up on a towel so we can help tilt the front of our pelvis to the floor. Try to get your spine as long as you can in this posture. The toes are peeling back towards the knee. And then explore how can you make this pose your own. Maybe you keep the hands on either side of the leg. You could grab the chair and make it more of like a restorative posture. Resting the forearms on the seat of the chair. Or maybe you grab a hold of the feet. If you can grab your feet, my favorite thing to do here is to bring the left hand to the outside of the right foot. And then it kind of helps rotate my belly and my heart a little to the right. And so the name of the game here is kind of we're trying to extend our heart forward towards the foot and kind of more in line with the knee. Feel your breath. And just one other side note, if you do tend to lock your knees and hyperextend in the knees, for a pose like this, you would slide a towel underneath your right knee, or maybe just keep the right knee bent, right? So you don't need to put more pressure on those joints, on the knee joint. 2 more breaths. And then with an inhale, come on up. Ardha Matsyendrasana. So you can keep you're going to keep the left knee bent and bring the right foot to the outside of the left thigh. Now, if this is painful for the bottom knee, you're going to straighten out the bottom leg, right? So the left leg is on the bottom, the right leg is on top, okay? Inhale, lift and lengthen your spine, and then exhale, rotating chest to the right, hug the knee with your left arm. Each inhale getting a little taller, each exhale maybe rotating heart to the right a little bit more. Good, inhale, come on out of it. Little counter twist if you like. And let's do second side for Janushirshasana. So extend your left leg, right foot to the inseam of the leg. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. You could start just with the hands on either side of the leg. Check to see, can you tilt the front of your pelvis towards the floor a little bit more? Maybe we slide something under that left knee if you need it. Left toes are peeling back. Breathe deep. And then, of course, maybe use that chair. Maybe you grab the foot. So again, make this pose your own. And with the inhales, we're lifting our heart away from our pelvis and towards that left knee. The exhales, maybe seeing how, if you could find a little bit more surrender. And of course, if the breath stops, we know we've gone too far. Two more breaths. And then inhale, come on up. Ardha Matsyendrasana, second side. So the bottom leg is the right leg. You're going to either bring that right heel to your left glute, left foot to the outside of the right thigh, sit tall, or the variation for your knees to be a little bit more protected would be straighten the right leg. So sit nice and tall, inhale, exhale, heart rotates to the left hand behind you, grab a hold and hug the knee with your right elbow. Each inhale getting taller vertically, head over heart over pelvis. Each exhale, maybe rotating a little bit more. Maybe you're just letting something go, letting go, letting go. Good, and then slowly untwist. Do a little counter twist if you like. And then coming back through center. So come off of your towel or blanket, and let's make a little roll to support our spine in for Shavasana. You'll bring your roll, so the long ends are parallel to the sides of the mat, and then we're going to just sit in front of our roll, and then come on down so that their upper back, the back of the head is supported by this roll, and then elbows can come to the mat. Have like little robot arms here, knees are bent, feet are on the floor. Press your elbows into the mat until your shoulder blades slide together and down the back a little bit more. Once they're in place, you can just let the arms come on either side of the mat. Of course, if for whatever reason, if you need to lift the head a little higher than the heart, please go ahead and do that for yourself. But if you're feeling pretty good, you'll just extend the legs and just take a moment, lengthening the back of the pelvis towards the heels. Scan through the body, ensure that you're really letting the the glutes go, feeling the weight of the bones of the legs, feeling the softness of the belly. If you're in this position, you find that it causes tightness in your low back, just throw your legs up on top of the seat of the chair. So you would have the calves, the backs of your lower legs, they would be supported by the seat. That would be a nice variation for tight low backs. Shavasana. If you can stay in relaxation pose longer, please do. If you need to move on with the rest of your day, start to wiggle your fingers and toes. And then, as you're ready, take a big morning stretch like you just woke up for the first time today. Exhaling, bending the knees, placing the feet on the mat, and then rolling to one side. Slowly bring yourself to a comfortable seat of your choice. And we'll bring our palms together in front of our heart. And just taking a moment of gratitude towards yourself for practicing today. It's not always easy to carve out time, but just know that your practice not only benefits you, but all those you come in contact with. How wonderful it is to be with someone who is grounded and present. If you'd like to dedicate your practice to someone special, see their face now. Imagine where they are in their day. And then we'll send out this kindness with an exhale. Take a big breath in to gather it up. Send it out. See them smiling, feeling good. Thank you so much for practicing. Namaste.